Hello all, welcome to Oracle ERP Cloud Technical Trainings. In this session, we'll discuss about how do we import AP Invoice using Oracle Cloud ERP Adapter. In my earlier sessions, you would have seen that we can import AP Invoice using either WebBDI or using the web services or using FBDI approach. So in this particular session, we'll discuss about how do we make use of Oracle Cloud ERP Adapter in OIC to import AP Invoice. So the approach here is this cloud ERP adapter supports the functionality of UCM upload as well as invocation of the import payable invoice job. So it doesn't need to perform two functionalities. Generally, when you import AP invoice using FBDA approach, first of all, we have to load the data into UCM and then we have to run the import payable invoice. But when you use cloud ERP adapter, the two functionalities will be done in a single step and with a very minimal amount of coding required. There is no 0% coding required, I can say, rather than minimal. So let's see what are the components or components required for this one. Very simple one. So what are we trying to consider is I'm trying to read a file from my FTP location / AP invoice inbound. So AP invoice inbound is my file location, FTP location from where in which I have my zip file. So this zip file generally will get generated using FBDI. So in any FBDI, once you enter the data, you have an option called generate CSV, which generates a zip file with a list of CSV files inside in it. So that's the technology which Oracle has been following for all the FBDIs mostly. So then what we're trying to do is once we get the file from the FTP, and then we are mapping that file to the ERP cloud adapter. So there are only two technological components involved here. One is FTP connection, and other one is the ERP cloud adapter. And if you see the actions, we are just using only the stop as well as mapping one. Okay, so let's get into the coding. I mean the integration. So let me show you. So this is my AP invoice import. So here, before getting into this AP invoice import, so as I told you, there are two components required. I mean to say two connectors required for this one. One is FTP connector and other one is ERP cloud connector. So let me show you those things first. So if I go to my connections, so FTP connection, sorry, FTP Aura Tradings connection. So this is my connection. So when you create FTP connection, you require four properties. One is FTP server host address, server port, username, as well as password. Let us say, if at all, if you don't have any FTP, how can you achieve this functionality? It's very simple. What you can do is you can just install your on-prem desktop OIC agent, and you can read the file from your local system, and you can invoke a Oracle Cloud ERP adapter. Okay, so I'll just close this one. And now coming to the Oracle and coming to this particular ERP Cloud connection here. So in the ERP Cloud connection, the trickiest part, I mean not trickiest part, but the thing is the URL. What we have to mention is we have to mention the ERP services catalog WSDL URL. But how do you know the WSDL URL of this service catalog? It is very simple. So here, if you see, I just appended now this particular the initial still till .com is my Oracle ERP Cloud URL. We just need to append this information FND app core services / service catalog service WSDL. So this is a WSDL of the ERP service catalog. So what exactly this will do is this WSDL will provide you the list of web services, I mean list of functionalities which are available in the ERP cloud, so that this particular ERP adapter can invoke those particular operations. And the security token, username token policy. Okay, now so as of now we have seen two connections. One is FTP connection, other one is ERP cloud connection. Let's get into the integration. So in the integration here, if you observe, the first action what we are trying to perform is reading the file from the FTP location. I'm just reading a single file. If you want to read a multiple files, so very simple, like we just need to use a list file approach, and we have to make use of loop and read one by one file. So in my earlier sample, I have provided the logic about how to invoke a multiple files from a single location. Okay, you can make use of that logic. So now in the read file, let's see the read file logic. What is there in this? In the read file, just have information about the directory location and the file name. That's it. So yeah, basic information. Let me click on basic information. Read a file, ASCII, inbound directory, and the file name. That's it. Okay. So now coming to the ERP Cloud Adapter. So before checking the map of this one, just check the ERP Cloud Adapter, what I mentioned here. Click on update, edit, sorry. Yeah, it may take some time. Yeah. So here, click on basic information. This is my endpoint name, invoke ERP cloud. Action. In the action, I'm using an option called import bulk data because I want to import the data into Oracle ERP cloud. We have other options. We'll see them in other sessions, but right now, this option we have to select for the FDA approach. Click on next. So here, if you observe, right, so it provides the list of import options for all the FBDI. You select the appropriate one which you want to import. Here I've selected import payable invoice. It is automatically mentioning what is my UCM account details as well as the import job package details also, right? So there is no other option you have to change. Just select the appropriate import process which you want to select. And after that, click on next and check the response. There is nothing to change. And you can just mention the appropriate information in the flow identifier as well as version. This is just a user interval value. You can mention any value there. Okay. And then the important part is just the map. So in the map, there are three things we have to mention. One is file version, file name, and directory. That's it. So let me click on edit and just see this. So here, if you observe, I just mentioned file reference, directory, and file name. So this we get from our read file response, right? From the read file response, you'll get all this information. So just check them, appropriate, and map it. That's it. Are we in correct position? Yeah, file read. Why it is not showing? Did I map it wrongly? No, correct only. Let me click on this directory and you can see where it is reading from, right? So here, if you observe sync read file response, I don't know, it could be a bug in the ICS. It's not showing that. It's not refreshing. I meant to say it could be a browser issue or some kind of thing also. Click on file name. You can see the value which I mapped to this file name. Okay. Yeah, this also not working. Let me close once. Okay. First of all, let me click on save so that I will not lose any changes if I have done. Let me click on this connection again, or maybe I can use of view option. Yeah, sorry, we should check the FTP response header, right? That's a mistake. Okay, so the response which you are getting from your file rate, that we are mapping to our import bulk logic. So one is file reference, file name, and directory. Okay, so once this is done, activate your integration and make sure that like you say you mention the appropriate tracking variable. Click on close. I'll just activate now AP invoice import. Yeah, make sure that you enable tracing and you can also include the payloads of that. If you want to get deeper understanding of the payload, you can enable the payload also. So now, as just said, schedule one, but there is no schedule mentioned. I just want to invoke it in ad hoc manner. I'll just click on submit now. So it will perform as submit now, ad hoc submit. Let me just click on refresh. Okay. Okay. Let's wait for some time. Yeah, click on tracking. Yeah, it just getting started now, right? Start MAP invoice. It just get started. Yeah, it got completed also. Maybe if you can go to the cloud ERP instance, I'll just click on search. Let me check whether the file is available in my UCM or not. Okay, yeah. So this is the file which got uploaded. Here we could not easily validate whether I have uploaded or someone has uploaded, but pretty much like this is the user which I used, Cassie Brown, and maybe you can check the monitoring stuff also here. I just click on refresh. and you should see the latest import payable invoice job, right? Latest import payable invoice job. Here, if you observe, this was the one which got kicked off. Okay, but there are many ways you can still trace it out. Okay, whether which particular import we have clicked on, what is the idea of that, there everything we can get it out. But at this point, initially I just want to show you how can you simply invoke this particular cloud ERP adapter. So you can get the information from like the logger information from this one. Like you can have a callback ERP adapter logic. So using that, we can trace it out. We can get the log file. You can get the error file. There are many other things you can trace it out. But in this very simple sample, we just want to understand how do we read a file as well as how do we invoke a Oracle ERP Cloud Adapter. So there are many other logics you can achieve using this particular functionality. Okay. So in this particular one, we just make use of our service catalog URL using this, which is invoke import payable invoice. Similarly, you can try for any other FBDS also. Okay. Thank you.